In this video, I'm going to talk about when you know it's the right time to make the move from trading part-time to a full-time trader. Stay tuned. Hey traders, a very warm welcome to you. Okay, so this is a question that I get asked loads. You may think it, I've thought it loads as well. I see it on the internet loads. It's this one, making the move from part-time to full-time trader. When do you know the time is right to make the move? Okay, let's just frame this question first before we dive right into it. Part-time trader, full-time trader. Now, the whole question is slightly loaded because people, as we have said before in other videos, the people kind of have the connotation of full-time as someone sitting in front of the screen all day long. Really, the question is, it's kind of, how do I know it's the time to make trading my full-time income? In other words, I'm relying on that as my income source rather than something else. That's really the question, right? It's not a case of how do I know it's time to be sitting in front of the screen from 1 hour a day to 12 hours a day. That's not the question. The question is, how do I know it's okay and the time is right and I've proven myself enough to say, hey, you know what, see you later buddy, see you later boss, or whatever it may be, trade in now. Okay, let me give you my thoughts on it, and also appreciate comments on this because this is kind of a subjective topic. Let's stick the pen in my pocket and let's make sure that the lid's on it. I've done that before. All right, so these are the sort of things you've got to ask yourself. So first of all, your performance. Are you any good? Listen, if you're not performing, just be brutally honest and say, no, I just can't. I'm not going to do it. I'm too erratic. It's just not going to happen for me. You know, I've had a good month. Does that mean I'm going to have a good 12 months? No, it does not. It does not. I've had a good year. Does that mean I'm going to have a good 5 years? No, it does not. So you've got to be brutally honest with your performance. Okay, but before we go down that route, I want to just say this, and people will disagree or agree with me. I'm interested to know what you think about this one. And many top traders actually are the same thought as me on this. I'm not putting myself in a top trader bracket by any stretch of the imagination, guys. I'm just saying I know that a lot of really good traders do kind of agree with this. You always need another source of income. Okay, now you might say, why do you need that? If you're good at trading, you should be able to take money out of the market like it's an ATM. It should be easy. I'll take my, yeah, okay. This is the real world, guys. If you are even the very, very best, look at Paul Tudor Jones hedge fund, down 1 year after being up very, very many. Some traders I know who are 7-figure traders have a year where they just about break even. This is life. This is what it's all about. You know, you cannot expect to make money consistently. However, if you have another source of income, let's say you have investment, this is not advice on where you put your money by any means, but just for an example, you've got investment properties that you're getting rental income from, you've got a business that perhaps takes up a little bit of your time that's also generating income, or that's sitting there and working for you and you're managing it, whatever it may be, or you've got some other source of income somewhere, that does two things. One, it pays the bills, hopefully, or contributes to the bills. But two, it alleviates the stress of performance that you have to achieve. Did I say that? Is that the right sentence? You get the idea. It eliminates the stress that you have, that you must make the money every month. Because guys, you cannot underestimate that stress. If you take that leap straight into the full-time leap and you're like, yep, you know what? All my money's in my trading account. What I make is what I live on. I got my rent to pay, my mortgage to pay, whatever it may be. And I'm just literally diving back to when I started in 2003, well, full-time 2003, and I went, right, let's go for it. The stress is a lot, and it's bad enough just trying to get on that learning curve of trading, let alone kind of worrying about whether you're going to be able to make your rent payment or your mortgage payment or put food on the table, all the, you know, the living costs that you know about, you know the score. So I always recommend this. And even if you kind of say, hey, listen, I've had a great part-time year, I'm going to invest that in something else, okay, that's going to generate me some income. I'll have another part-time year and hopefully I use that as my trading pot. Something like that. You get what I'm saying? So rather than diving straight in and saying, okay, I'm going to get all my money from the market straight away, you know, having that extra income from another source is really beneficial if you can. Now, I appreciate this, guys, and I know I'm talking to a variety of people out there. I don't know what level of trading you're at or what age you're at, but I know that when I was 23, I'm thinking about 23, you know, you don't have that opportunity. You don't have the facility to go out and start investing in stuff. It's like, listen, I want to make a go of trading and go for it. And you know, if you're kind of young and that's the way you want to do it, then by all means have a crack at it. Be prepared to fail, understand the statistics are there. The likelihood is you're not going to make it through. You might have to get another job to supplement your income. But again, it comes down to, just paying your bills with something before you commit. So the question, let's go back. I've digressed a little bit and I guess you kind of get what I'm trying to say there. But you come back now to a point where, how do you know is the time to say, okay, I want to devote more time to my trading than my work because I'm getting better return? So that's more of a useful question, right? I'm earning whatever I'm earning in a job, I'm earning X amount in my trading, but I'm only putting this hours in. Can I now bridge that gap and say I'm earning whatever I'm earning in the job, and can I make that up with my trading? That's going to come down to a couple of things. The first one is, how much capital have you got? How much risk capital have you got? If you need to ramp up your position size to cover that, have the markets been unusual conditions? Are you expecting those conditions to carry on? Are you making a lot more than your salary, so you can you've got a cushion? So actually, another thing to just digress back again, we'll keep moving back, is the income, or you have X amount of years really of money to live on rather than the income. In other words, what I really want to say there is you're not relying solely on your trading. You've maybe got some savings or you've got some other supplementary income. That's what I'm talking about. Perfect. If you haven't, let's move on. So you know that you have the performance there and you think, what, I can trade, but my job, I think the scenario is this, guys, and everyone's individual. And I've talked to people in this situation before. Some people are earning very good money in a job and I want to trade as well. If you can, try and do both. Try and say to your kind of business or whatever boss and say, hey, listen, can I sit my hours down? I want to learn to trade. I want to become a better trader, and do it gradually. That immediate impact is challenging to do. It's very challenging to do. Now, the performance stress that you've got of trying to make the money is there. The kind of difference in scenario and the self-motivation and the environment and all that kind of stuff is there. You will take some time to get back into the swing of it. And no doubt, even if your equity curve has been very good on part-time, because the dynamics have changed, you're probably going to change the way you trade when you switch to being a full-time trader, if you like. So it's very much a personal thing. You've very much got to look at your performance, number one. You've got to look at your personal situation, your personal wealth as well, before deciding, what, I can do it. I can cover my costs if my performance isn't quite what it should be. And do you know what? If it all goes pear-shaped, doesn't work out for me, I kind of have an escape plan there. Because, guys, the numbers do speak for themselves. And no matter how good you are, you still can't account for when the market is in just a nothing going on. Look back at some of the charts. If you were trading some stuff and you were trading volatility type strategies, the markets were dead for a massive period of time. Very hard to make a decent amount of money when the market conditions are like that. Or maybe you trade those conditions well and you can't trade volatility. Whatever it is, you have to transition and move into different strategies, and that takes time. So the expectation of X per month, X per month, X per month is very nice. And yes, it does happen from time to time, but you are going to get blips where you don't have what you need or what you would like or what you've expected or what you've had before in your trading. So I've kind of got a roundabout with that answer. Have I answered definitely or not? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd be interested to know. I think it's very subjective. I know I've given a bit of warning, but then I'm also someone guy who says, listen, if you want to do it, go for it. So, but I'm very cautious about saying that to people. So whatever you think, is the right thing for you to do, but just being aware and being mindful and not going kind of all in really, unless you're really, really sure that things are going to work out for you. Anyway, guys, I hope that's helped in some way. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. Give it a thumbs up if it has. Comments below. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.